Hello, Hakazim and fans. Today we're back and on part 6 of Carnival at Candlelight. So how have you been these days? I've been good. So let's get started. Chapter 6, Disaster. We have to save all of Venice? Said Jack. That's a big responsibility. What do we have to save Venice from? Well, if Neptune's going to help us, it must have something to do with water, said Annie. Yeah, like the water that's flooding the alleys, said Jack. But the woman at the cafe told us not to worry about that, said Annie. I'm still worried, said Jack. Let's look up floods in our Venice book. He found floods in the index. He turned to the right page and read. Most of the time, high water in Venice is not serious, but several conditions are presented at the same time a flood disaster can occur. A flood disaster? That must be it, said Annie. So what are the conditions? It lists them here, said Jack. He read. A high tide, strong winds from the south, heavy flow of water from the mountains, severe storms at sea. That there's a high tide tonight. The passenger with the bird mask in the gondola told us that, said Annie. Yeah, and winds from the south. The weather vane told us that, said Jack, and the waters flowing down from the mountain. The woman at the cafe told us that, said Annie. Yeah, and storms at sea. I saw lightning when we crossed the water, said Jack. All the conditions are here, said Annie. Jack and Annie looked around. Water was now flowing steadily from the alleys into the small square. It had risen above their ankles. I get it now, said Jack. The water will just keep on getting higher and higher until it destroys the whole city, and no one's paying attention. Neptune's the only one who can help us stop the flood, said Annie. But Neptune's not real, said Jack. I mean, he's a character from mythology, and mythology's not real life. It's okay, said Annie. Let's just take one step at a time. At midnight, two guys will tell us the time, and then we should climb to the top of the tower, right? Right, said Jack. So what we have to do now is find those two guys, said Annie. Let's go back to the waterfront, said Jack. 1 second, guys. Be right back from a few moments break. Just had a break for a few moments. Now where was I? Oh, let's go back to the waterfront, said Jack. The man with the dog said everyone in Venice would be there for the fireworks. Jack put their book away. Then he and Annie retraced their steps over the footbridge and back toward the alleys. Lots of seaweed was floating in the narrow lanes between buildings. Water's definitely floating in from the sea, Jack thought. When they got back to St. Mark's Square, people were streaming toward the waterfront. Jack and Annie walked with the crowd. Everyone was talking and laughing as they looked up at the sky over the water, waiting for the fireworks to begin. No one paid attention to the damp winds or the sea water spilling over the side of the canal, soaking their shoes. Excuse me, Annie shouted. Can anyone tell us the time? Not one answered. For just then the first explosion of fireworks shook the night. The crowd cheered as blue and red showers exploded in the sky. In the distance, a clock started to chime. Jack counted the bongs. 12, he said. It's midnight now, according to that clock. More fireworks exploded over the waterfront, and another clock began to chime. This time, Jack counted only 11 bongs. He shook his head. This is crazy, he muttered. Jack looked around at the crowd. Can anyone tell us the real time? He yelled. Is it midnight yet? Can anyone tell us? No one answered, not even one man, much less two. Everyone was oohing and eyeing over the dazzling fireworks. Another clock began to sound. This one was much louder than the first two. Bong! This is hopeless, said Jack. Bong! We'll never know the right time, he said. Bong! Jack, look over there, said Annie. Bong! We'll never find the two men with the tower, said Jack. Bong! Oh, and here's the picture. Jack, look, said Annie. Bong! All of Venice is about to drown in a flood, said Jack. Bong! And everyone's just cheering for fireworks, said Jack. Bong! Jack, look, said Annie. She pointed toward the clock tower in St. Mark's Square. Bong! Jack saw a huge bell on top of the tower. Two bronze statues were holding a club and striking the bell. Bong! The two statues of two men. Bong! At midnight, two men will tell us the time, said Annie. Bong! The two men struck the bell for the 12th time and then stopped. Come on, cried Jack. We have to climb that tower. More fireworks thundered over the canal as Jack and Annie pushed their way back through the crowd. They ran into St. Mark's Square and plashed their way to the tall tower with the two men on top. They ran to the arched entrance of the tower and stepped inside. There was damp and misty. Stairs, said Jack. He ran to a dark, winding stairway and started up. Annie followed. They climbed and climbed until they reached the top of the tower. Jack was breathing hard as he pushed open the heavy door that led out onto the bell trace. The two statues were frozen on either side of the bronze bell. As Jack and Annie stopped onto the trace, the wind blew their hats off their heads. The air was filled with cackling and hissing sounds. As more fireworks burst through the sky, everyone on the waterfront was clapping and cheering. What's the next thing Marilyn tells us to do to find Neptune? Annie shouted. Jack pulled out Marilyn's letter. Holding on to it tightly as it flapped in the wind, he read aloud. The king of the jungle will carry you there, not over land, but high in the air. The king of the jungle is a lion, said Annie. So it sounds like we need to find a flying lion. Right, said Jack, but where? How about that one, said Annie. She was pointing over the trace railing. Jack looked down. Standing on the wide ledge below was the stone statue of a lion. Growing out of the lion's back were two powerful-looking carved wings. But he's just a statue, cried Jack. How can a statue take us anywhere? Annie grinned. I think time to use a little more magic, she said. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. See you next time, Hackers, Aim, and fans. Bye!